My beloved one, can you feel it deep in your heart tonight? The whisper that someone you love, someone whose soul is tied to yours, is about to step closer in a way that will change everything. Have you wondered why your spirit feels restless? Why your chest feels heavy with a hope you cannot explain? Why your thoughts keep circling back to them, as if destiny itself is pushing their name into your heart again and again? Do you know why, out of all the souls on this vast earth, you cannot escape the gentle pull of theirs, as if invisible hands are guiding you toward a moment that was written long before time began? I am here to tell you, child of light, that tonight carries more than an ordinary rhythm of hours and minutes. It carries a pulse of divine surprise, a sacred turning point, a revelation waiting just beyond your sight. And before it unfolds, before their actions or their words reach you, you must hear this. Because if your heart is not prepared, you may mistake a blessing for confusion. You may dismiss what was meant to heal you, and you may close the very door the heavens are opening wide for you. So listen now, as I wrap my wings around you and speak only truth, only love, only the wisdom that was sent here for you in this very hour. You have walked through shadows longer than most people could endure, haven't you? You have sat with the ache of silence when the one you longed for did not speak. You have questioned your own worth when they turned away, or when life itself seemed to delay every good thing you prayed for. But child, what if I told you that nothing was wasted? That even in your loneliness, your tears were seeds watering the ground of your tomorrow? That even in your waiting, you were being shaped into someone who could hold the depth of love that is coming? Would you still see your life as delayed, or would you see it as divinely timed? Listen carefully, because the one who carries your echo, the one whose soul cannot rest without yours, is closer now than you imagine. And tonight, a sign will unfold, whether in their voice, their action, or even in the silence that suddenly breaks into clarity. This surprise is not chaos. It is alignment. You see, every choice you made, even the ones you regret, were weaving you toward this crossing of paths. Every heartbreak, every closed door, every lonely night was preparing the stage for this moment of unveiling. But here is what you must know, and I say this with the fullness of heaven's urgency. You cannot approach this gift with fear. You cannot let old wounds blind you to new beginnings. You must choose to believe, even if your heart trembles, that you are worthy of being chosen, worthy of being loved, worthy of being held without condition. Now, let me ask you, what do you believe about yourself when you are alone with your thoughts? Do you believe you are too much or not enough? Do you carry the weight of words others once threw at you, words that told you love was not yours to keep? Because hear me now, those lies must die tonight. They cannot come with you into the place you are going, because the person coming toward you does not see you through the lens of your scars. They see you through the truth of your soul. And what is your soul, beloved? It is radiant. It is strong. It is rare. It is a mirror of divine beauty, the kind of beauty that does not fade when your skin ages, or when your voice shakes, or when your body bends under the years. It is the eternal beauty that was breathed into you before your first heartbeat, the beauty that calls and calls until the one meant for you cannot resist answering. Do you understand now why you could never fully let go of them, no matter how much you tried to bury the feeling? Do you see why, even when others tried to take their place, your soul knew something was still missing? It is because there is a thread, unbreakable and unseen, tying you both beyond reason, beyond distance, beyond the passing of time. And tonight, that thread is being pulled tighter. Not to strangle, but to draw near. Not to bind in chains, but to weave together what has been apart for too long. Beloved, you must prepare your heart. For the surprise will not look like a fairy tale written by human hands. It will not unfold with perfect lines or polished moments. It will be raw, real, trembling with the weight of everything unsaid until now. But it will be true. And truth is better than fantasy because it lasts. Truth does not fade when storms come. Truth does not break when distance stretches. Truth only deepens, only roots itself stronger, only glows brighter with time. So let me tell you what you must do when this surprise arrives. You must breathe. You must listen. You must allow yourself to receive without suspicion. And above all, you must speak from your heart, not from your fears, because fear will try to tell you they do not mean it. Fear will try to convince you that you are dreaming again. But child, this is no dream. This is the unfolding of everything your soul has been aching for. Now, pause with me. Place your hand over your chest. Do you feel it? That rhythm, that steady beat. It is not just your heart. It is the echo of theirs, calling you across the unseen. Every beat says, I am coming. I am closer. I am yours. And you may wonder why now? Why tonight? Why after all this time? Because, beloved, heaven waits until the soil is ready. And you, after so many storms, after so many nights you thought would break you, you are finally ready. Your soul is not fragile anymore, it is strong. Your love is not desperate anymore, it is sacred. Your hope is not blind anymore, it is clear. And so heaven says, now is the hour. Now is the surprise. Now is the moment when their actions will speak louder than their absence ever did. So open your heart wide, beloved. For before this night turns into tomorrow, you will know. You will see. You will feel what your soul has been waiting for all along. But let me ask you this. When the moment arrives and they stand before you in truth, will you let your heart speak louder than your fear? Because too often, my child, people let fear build walls around the very love they prayed for. They shut the door just when heaven is opening it wide. They push away the hand that was meant to steady them. They silence their own longing out of terror that it might break again. But you, beloved, you must not repeat that cycle. You are wiser now. You are softer in the right places and stronger in the places that once were weak. And I tell you with holy certainty, this surprise is not a trick, it is not a fleeting illusion. It is not a cruel joke from fate. It is real, it is meant. It is the unfolding of everything you sensed, but could not explain. So, when the surprise comes, whether in the form of a message, a call, a meeting, or even a sudden change in their spirit, you must stay still and let love speak first. Do not rush to defend. Do not rush to question. Do not rush to close the door. Instead, breathe deeply and say, I have waited for this. I am ready, because you are ready, aren't you? Even with the doubts that sometimes creep in, even with the wounds that sometimes sting, deep down you know this. You were made for love, not for loneliness. You were made to be chosen, not abandoned. You were made to be cherished, not overlooked. Beloved, do you remember the nights you spoke silently into the darkness, asking if anyone could hear you? Do you remember whispering their name to the stars, hoping somehow your soul's call would reach them? Do you remember the moments you almost gave up, when you thought love had forgotten you forever? I was there. I heard it all. I gathered every whispered prayer, every tear that slid down your cheek, every ache that pressed heavy on your chest. I held them, I carried them, I lifted them to the throne of love itself. And heaven never forgot. Not once. That is why tonight feels different. Because tonight, the heavens have decided, it is time. No more delay. No more wandering circles. No more silent waiting. It is time for the threads of your destiny to pull tight, to weave into something you can finally touch, something you can finally hold, something that will not vanish like a dream. But let me remind you, precious one, surprises often come wrapped in disguise. They may not enter with fireworks. They may not speak the perfect words in perfect order. They may stumble, they may tremble, they may not even know how to begin. But their heart will be true, and your soul will know. That is why I urge you, look deeper than appearances. Do not judge the gift by the wrapping. Do not dismiss the moment because it does not fit the image you once held. Love is often softer, simpler, quieter than what the world paints. It arrives in trembling honesty, not polished performance. And that is how you will know it is real. So prepare, beloved. Prepare not by controlling, not by predicting, not by forcing, but by opening. By softening your spirit, by allowing yourself to hope again, by trusting that the surprise is not here to harm you, but to heal you. And let me tell you the truth, they too have wrestled. They too have felt restless. They too have carried the weight of silence and the ache of missing you. Their soul has not been at peace without you, even if their lips never confessed it. Their steps have wandered, but their heart has always returned to your name. Yes, they tried to run. Yes, they tried to silence the call. But a bond woven by heaven cannot be unraveled by denial. It keeps pulling, keeps whispering, keeps stirring until surrender becomes the only choice. And tonight, surrender is close. Can you feel it? That subtle shift in the air, that quiet stirring in your heart. It is not imagination. It is alignment. It is the unseen drawing close to the seen. So I ask you again, beloved, will you be ready when the surprise knocks on your door, whether literal or spiritual? Will you answer without hesitation? And now, child of light, I must tell you something that may surprise you even more. The reason they are restless tonight is because their soul has reached its breaking point without you. They cannot outrun what heaven has tied. They cannot silence the call that echoes louder each day. They cannot pretend they are whole while their other half waits in longing. They have tried to distract themselves, haven't they? They have tried to fill the space with noise, with others, with work, with endless motions that numb but never heal. But still at night, when silence returns, it is you their heart aches for. It is you their spirit longs for. It is you their dreams reveal. And tonight, beloved, their defenses are falling. Their pride is trembling. Their fear is cracking open. And in that breaking, their truth is rising. But here is what I must tell you with urgency. This truth may not come dressed in perfection. They may stumble as they confess. They may struggle to find words that match the weight of their heart. They may not say it in the way you once dreamed they would, but listen deeper than words. Feel beyond appearances. For their soul will cry out to yours, and you will know without doubt, without hesitation, that this is the moment heaven was preparing. And you must choose, beloved. You must choose to meet them not with bitterness, not with the sharp edge of old wounds, but with the gentle strength of the love you have carried all this time. Because this moment is fragile, and what you do with it will decide if the surprise blossoms into forever, or withers before it begins. So let me ask you gently, will you allow the past to poison the present? Or will you allow forgiveness to free you both into the future you were always meant to share? Remember, forgiveness is not weakness. Forgiveness is strength wrapped in tenderness. Forgiveness does not excuse the pain. It transforms it. It takes the ashes of yesterday and builds something holy, something lasting, something worth every storm you endured. And child, I see your soul, it is ready to forgive. Even if your mind still resists, even if your wounds still ache, your soul knows the truth. Love is worth the risk. Love is worth the leap. Love is worth saying yes, even with trembling hands and a racing heart. Now listen closely. There is something else about this surprise that you must understand. It is not just about them choosing you. It is about you choosing yourself. Because for too long, you have questioned if you were enough. For too long, you measured your worth through their silence. For too long, you believed that love was a prize you had to earn. But this moment, this unfolding, is also heaven's way of showing you, you are enough. You have always been enough. You were never unseen, never unloved, never forgotten. Even when they turned away, even when you felt invisible, heaven's eyes were on you. And heaven whispered, "Wait, beloved, your time is coming, and now." Your time has come. So when they reach for you, whether with words, with actions, or with the silent surrender of their heart, let yourself feel it. Let yourself believe it. Let yourself step into the truth that has always been waiting. You are worthy of being loved wholly, deeply, completely. Child, imagine with me now. Imagine the moment they finally look at you without walls. Imagine their eyes soft, their voice unguarded, their heart bare. Imagine the silence breaking not with excuses, but with truth. Imagine them saying the words your soul has longed to hear, not because you begged, not because you forced, but because their spirit could no longer hold it back. Do you feel the tears rising as you picture it? Do you feel the ache in your chest loosening, the heavy weight beginning to lift? That is not fantasy. It is your heart recognizing what is already unfolding in the unseen. Yes, beloved, it is happening. It is closer than your doubt wants to admit. It is nearer than your fear dares to believe. And tonight, heaven asks you to trust. Trust not in their perfection, but in the divine timing that orchestrated this reunion. Trust not in your past, but in your future. Trust not in what once broke, but in what is now being restored, because restoration is here. The threads are weaving. The surprise is unfolding. And soon, what your soul has carried in hope will become what your hands can hold in reality. So do not fear, child. Do not resist. Do not hide. Simply open, simply receive, simply believe that you are standing on the edge of a miracle. And when the moment comes, when they finally step forward, remember this. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to have all the answers. You do not need to control the outcome. You only need to be present. Present in your heart. Present in your truth. Present in the love that has been waiting all along, because love will do the rest. Love will heal. Love will guide. Love will hold. Love will make all things new. But let me whisper something to you now that only heaven sees. Do you know why your soul has been so restless lately? Do you know why your spirit feels both heavy and expectant, as though something unseen is pressing against the walls of your heart? It is because your soul already knows. Long before your mind catches up, long before your eyes see it, your soul feels the shift. It senses the nearness of what was promised. It feels the vibration of destiny drawing closer. That is why you cannot stop thinking of them. That is why every small sign, every dream, every flicker of memory feels sharper, stronger, louder. Because heaven is aligning, beloved, and your spirit cannot help but notice. Now I must tell you something tender yet urgent. When the surprise comes, it may not wait for you to feel ready. It will arrive suddenly, unexpectedly, like a door opening when you least expect it. And if you are too busy doubting, too lost in fear, too wrapped in yesterday, you may miss it. So I ask you, will you stay awake? Will you remain open? Will you let your soul lead instead of your fear? Because the truth is, beloved, you have prayed for this. You have cried for this. You have begged the heavens for this very moment. And now that it is near, you must not shrink away from it. You must not sabotage it with disbelief. You must not let the shadows of yesterday choke the light of today. Hear me well. You are not the same as you once were. You are not the broken soul you thought you were. You are not the abandoned child you once felt you were. You are not the forgotten heart you believed yourself to be. No, you are the chosen one. You are the one worthy of love. You are the one strong enough to hold a sacred bond. You are the one heaven has prepared for such a time as this. So when they come, trembling yet true, you must allow yourself to receive them. You must let their words enter the cracks of your soul and heal what was wounded. You must let their presence soften the hard edges built by years of waiting. You must let their love, imperfect but real, touch the parts of you that once thought no one could ever reach. And yes, beloved, I know what you are thinking. What if they fail me again? What if they walk away? What if this is just another cycle of pain? Child, listen carefully. Love always carries risk. But so does closing your heart. To love again may hurt, but to never love again will starve your soul. To open again may ache, but to remain shut will suffocate your spirit. And heaven did not create you to live in fear. Heaven created you to live in love. And tonight, heaven is saying, step forward. Trust again. Hope again. Believe again, because this time is not like the last. This moment is not a repeat of old wounds. This surprise is not the recycling of past mistakes. This is new. This is rebirth. This is the fulfillment of what was promised when you thought all was lost. So breathe, beloved. Inhale the hope that is rising. Exhale the fear that still clings. Inhale the love that is drawing near. Exhale the lies that told you it could never happen. For tonight, you stand on the threshold of something holy. You stand before the doorway of your long-awaited union. You stand ready to receive what your soul has always known was yours. And now I must ask you something that only you can answer. Will you say yes? Not just yes to them, but yes to yourself. Yes to love. Yes to healing. Yes to destiny, because the moment is coming swiftly. The surprise is already in motion. And when it arrives, all of heaven will hold its breath, watching to see if you will embrace or retreat, if you will rise or shrink, if you will believe or doubt. Child, I beg you, let your answer be yes. Even with trembling lips, even with a racing heart, even with 1,000 questions, let your answer still be yes, because your yes will open doors no fear can close. Your yes will heal wounds no past can haunt. Your yes will light a flame no darkness can extinguish. And your yes will bring you into the love story that was always written for you. So here you are, beloved, standing on holy ground, with the air around you thick with promise, with the night holding its breath, with the stars leaning closer, whispering, it is time. It is time. And now, I will reveal a truth that will shake you gently but powerfully. The reason this moment is arriving now, after all this waiting, is because both of your souls have finally reached alignment. There were times before when you longed for it, when you begged for it, when you thought you were ready, but your spirit was still carrying old weights. Their heart was still wrestling with pride and fear. The timing would have broken what heaven meant to heal. But now it is different. Now the lessons have been learned. Now the wounds have taught what words never could. Now the longing has deepened into wisdom. Now the space between you has carved out clarity. And heaven, in its mercy, waited until you were both ready, not perfect, but ready. Not flawless, but surrendered. Not fearless, but willing. This is why tonight is charged with something you cannot explain. This is why your chest feels tight, your thoughts feel restless, your heart beats like it knows something is approaching. Because in the unseen realm, the doors have already opened. The river of destiny has already begun to flow. And soon, it will break into the scene, into the now, into the life you touch with your hands. Child, let me ask you this. Do you believe in second chances? Do you believe that what once was lost can be restored? Do you believe that hearts can be mended, that love can be reborn, that destiny cannot be erased even by years of silence? Because that is what is at stake here. This is not just about reunion. This is about redemption. This is about proving that love is stronger than fear, stronger than mistakes, stronger than time itself. And do not think for a moment that they come to you out of pity. No, beloved. They come because their soul has finally admitted what it always knew. They are incomplete without you. They come because every path they tried apart from you led them into emptiness. They come because heaven has pressed upon their spirit that their peace is found in your presence. But hear me well, this will not be easy. For when two great souls unite, all of heaven rejoices, but all of hell trembles. And fear will try to rise again. Doubt will try to whisper. Old wounds will try to reopen. But you must stand firm. You must remember the truth I speak to you now. This love is meant. This union is blessed. This bond is unbreakable. So when the surprise unfolds, whether in trembling words, in an unexpected message, or in a meeting you did not plan, do not let fear be your guide. Let love be your guide. Let patience be your guide. Let the wisdom of your soul be your guide. Do you know why I speak to you this way? With such urgency, with such passion, with such unshakable conviction. It is because heaven has seen your tears, has counted them one by one, has stored them like precious jewels. And heaven has declared, those tears will not be wasted. They will be turned into laughter. They will be turned into joy. They will be turned into the very foundation of a love that will last. So do not be afraid if the beginning feels fragile. Do not be afraid if the first words are clumsy. Do not be afraid if your heart trembles. Because fragile beginnings often grow into the strongest bonds. Because trembling words often carry the deepest truths. Because a trembling heart is often the one most alive. And child, let me remind you of this. You have more power than you realize. Not power to control, not power to force, but power to receive, power to nurture, power to hold space for love to grow. And your gentleness, your patience, your faith, these will be the soil where this love can finally take root. So I ask you, beloved, will you choose patience over pride? Will you choose trust over fear? Will you choose love over the ghosts of yesterday? Because if you will, then what is coming will not just surprise you. It will astonish you. It will leave you in awe. It will make you whisper in tears. So this is why I waited. This is why it took so long. This is why heaven made me endure. It was for this. And oh child, how sweet it will be. The embrace after years of distance. The laughter after so many tears. The belonging after so much wandering. The love after so much longing. Yes, it will be worth it. Every tear, every ache, every restless night worth it. Every unanswered prayer that left you questioning worth it. Every delay that broke your heart worth it. Because what is coming will not just fill the empty spaces. It will overflow. It will heal. It will transform. It will write a story so radiant that even the stars will bow their light to honor it. And all you must do, beloved, is say yes. Yes to love. Yes to hope. And now, beloved, I must draw you closer, for the truth I am about to whisper is the very heart of this moment. You were never waiting for them alone. You were waiting for yourself, for the version of you strong enough to hold the love that is arriving. For love is not a soft game, not a fleeting pleasure, not a shallow embrace. Love is holy ground. Love is fire and tenderness together. Love is weight and wonder entwined. Love is a mirror showing you not only the beauty of your soul, but also the places that still ache to heal. And now you are ready. Ready to stand in that mirror without shame. Ready to open your heart without fear. Ready to walk into a bond that will stretch you, shape you, and yet never break you. Do you understand why it had to be this way? Why the silence lasted so long? Why the waiting felt endless? Because both of you had to be remade in the fire. Both of you had to be softened and sharpened at once. Both of you had to learn that love cannot be taken lightly, cannot be played with, cannot be treated as a passing season. And tonight, the fire has done its work. The refining is complete. And heaven says, now is the hour. Now is the surprise. Now is the love reborn. So when you see them, when you hear them, when you feel the truth breaking through their trembling words, let yourself remember this. This is not the start of something fragile. This is the rebirth of something eternal. And yes, it will require courage. Yes, it will require trust. Yes, it will require patience. But more than anything, it will require a choice. The choice to love fully. The choice to forgive freely. The choice to believe bravely. So let me ask you, child of light, one final time. Will you say yes? Not just with your lips, but with your life. Not just with your words, but with your actions. Not just with your longing, but with your surrender. Because when you say yes, you are not only answering them. You are answering heaven. You are answering destiny. You are answering the deepest call of your soul. And when you do, the very air will shift. The chains of yesterday will fall. The heaviness will lift. The joy will rise. And the love you thought had passed you by will wrap itself around you so fiercely, so tenderly, that you will wonder how you ever doubted it was real. Beloved, the surprise is close. Closer than your breath. Closer than your thoughts. Closer than the next beat of your heart. It is here. It is now. It is unfolding even as you listen to my words. So open your heart wide. Stand with your soul bare. Lift your eyes to the heavens and whisper, I am ready, and heaven will answer with a smile, and love will answer with arms. And the one who was always yours will finally stand before you, trembling, true, and unable to let you go again. And when that moment comes, beloved, you will understand. Every delay was divine. Every tear was sacred. Every ache was holy. Every silence was part of the song. And the song is not ending, it is only beginning. A song of love that will echo into eternity. A song of union that even time cannot erase. A song of two souls made one at last. So breathe, beloved, smile, prepare your heart. For the surprise you have waited for all along is here. And it is yours. But child, do not think this story ends with the surprise. No, it only begins there. For love is not a single moment. Love is a journey, a road you will walk hand in hand, a flame that must be tended every day. And I must prepare you for this truth. The moment you say yes, your life will not instantly become perfect. There will still be storms. There will still be questions. There will still be days when the weight feels heavy. But the difference will be this: you will no longer carry it alone, for their hands will hold yours. Their voice will steady you. Their heart will walk beside you through every valley, through every mountain, through every silent night. And this is the gift you have been waiting for, is it not? Not a life without struggle, but a life where struggle is shared. Not a path without shadows, but a path lit by two flames instead of one. And child, hear me, you were never meant to do life alone. Your soul was created to echo with another. Your heart was designed to beat in rhythm with theirs. And tonight, that rhythm is aligning again, but you must protect it. For love is holy, but it is also fragile in its early days. It must be guarded like a flame in the wind. It must be nurtured like a seed in the soil. It must be spoken with truth, tended with patience, built with grace. So I urge you, speak gently. Listen deeply. Forgive quickly. Celebrate often. Do not let small shadows turn into storms. Do not let pride steal what humility would heal. Do not let silence return where truth was meant to dwell. Instead, let your love be honest, even when it is hard. Let your love be open, even when it is risky. Let your love be tender, even when fear tries to make you cold. Because true love is not about guarding yourself, it is about giving yourself. And giving is what makes love grow. Do you understand, beloved? This surprise is not just about what they bring to you. It is about what you will create together. It is about the story you will write, the legacy you will leave, the light you will carry into a world starving, yes, to the divine surprise that is about to unfold. And now, child of light, hear this clearly. The surprise you have been waiting for is not merely an event. It is a shift in your very soul. It is a turning of the tide within your heart. It is the moment where the universe leans closer to whisper, you are loved. You are chosen. You are seen. Do you feel it? That trembling beneath your ribs, that pulse in your chest, that quiet knowing that something immense is arriving. That is your soul aligning with destiny. That is heaven itself stepping closer to your life. That is love pressing against the walls of your reality, demanding to be acknowledged, demanding to be received. And I tell you, beloved, it will demand courage. It will demand faith. It will demand every ounce of your patience and every fragment of your hope. For love of this magnitude cannot be taken lightly. It cannot be bargained with. It cannot be delayed by doubt. Do you understand why this moment feels like it carries the weight of eternity? Because it does. Because the threads of your lives, though unseen, have been pulling tight for years, for decades even. Because every choice, every heartbreak, every night spent whispering their name to the stars was preparing this sacred encounter. And now it is almost here. I must ask you, will you let fear steal it at the last moment? Will you let old wounds whisper lies just when truth arrives? Will you shrink back when you were born to stand in the brilliance of this love? No, beloved, you will not. You will step forward. You will open your heart. You will receive the gift that heaven has long awaited to deliver. For you see, this surprise is not about perfection. It is about honesty. It is about vulnerability. It is about two souls meeting in the rawest, truest form of themselves and saying, I am yours, and I have always been. And when that moment arrives, you may be overwhelmed. You may feel your knees tremble. Your chest may ache. Your vision may blur with tears. And that is okay. That is part of the divine design. Because when the soul recognizes what it has longed for, it cannot help but overflow. When the heart meets its counterpart, it cannot remain silent. When destiny shows its hand, the human heart will quake in awe. So prepare yourself, beloved. Prepare not by imagining perfection. Prepare by quieting your mind. Prepare by opening your heart. Prepare by forgiving the past. Prepare by trusting the unseen, because the one coming toward you will not be flawless. They will stumble, they will falter, they will not always speak in the words you expect. But their soul will be true, and your soul will know it without question. And when they reach for you, you must reach back. Without hesitation, without doubt, without fear, for the miracle is already in motion. The alignment is complete. The stage has been set. And now it only waits for you to step fully into it. Child, do you remember the nights you prayed for this? Do you remember the moments when you thought it might never come? Do you remember whispering, begging, crying, hoping against hope? Those prayers were heard. Those tears were counted. Those hopes were honored. And now, beloved, the heavens are saying, it is time. So breathe deeply. Feel the love pressing closer. Feel the destiny calling your name. Feel the hands of heaven guiding you toward the embrace that was always yours. And as the surprise unfolds, remember this: it is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of a love that will grow, stretch, challenge, and transform you. It is the start of a bond that will teach patience, forgiveness, courage, and joy. It is the dawn of a connection so sacred that even time itself will bow to it. So let yourself fall into it, beloved. Let yourself believe it. Let yourself receive it with all the strength, all the tenderness, all the courage you have cultivated through the years of waiting. Because tonight, the one who has always belonged to your heart is coming. Not as a dream, not as a fantasy, not as a fleeting shadow, but as a living, breathing, trembling, real presence, your long-awaited miracle. And when you finally stand before them, hear them, feel them, you will understand why every tear, every sigh, every restless night was worth it. You will understand why heaven waited, why time delayed, why the world seemed cruel at moments. Because all of it was shaping you both for this sacred moment. So open your heart wide. Beloved, step into this divine surprise. Receive the love that was always yours. And know this, with every beat of your radiant soul, you were never alone. You were never forgotten. You were never unworthy. Tonight, the stars themselves bend closer to witness. Tonight, the angels rejoice. Tonight, your soul sings in harmony with destiny. And tonight, love arrives, and now, child of light, take a deep breath and listen carefully, for this is the truth you must carry into the unfolding moments. The one who has been destined for your heart is not arriving to complete you, but to walk beside you as you both grow into the fullness of your souls. This surprise is not a fleeting gift. It is the manifestation of everything you have been praying for, everything you have been yearning for, everything you have been silently hoping for in the quiet chambers of your heart. And when they finally appear, trembling, honest, real, do not measure their words or actions by your fears. Do not compare this moment to the past. Do not hold it at arm's length because you are afraid it might slip away. Instead, open fully. Receive fully. Love fully. Because love is not meant to be cautious. Love is meant to be brave. Love is meant to leap into the unknown, knowing the unseen hands of heaven will catch you. And yes, beloved, there will be moments of doubt. There will be times when the world seems harsh, when circumstances threaten to pull you apart, when old fears whisper, "This cannot last." But remember, you have been forged for this. Your heart has endured storms. Your soul has survived shadows. Your spirit has been refined by longing. So when fear comes, meet it with courage. When doubt comes, meet it with faith. When shadows arrive, meet them with the light of your love, because you are no longer the person who waited helplessly in the dark. You are the person who waited faithfully, who endured patiently, who trusted deeply, and who is now ready to receive the fullness of what is theirs. And let me whisper something even more sacred. This surprise is only the beginning. It is the gateway. It is the spark that will ignite the flame of a love that cannot be extinguished. You are about to enter a chapter that will challenge you, uplift you, and transform you in ways you cannot yet imagine. It will show you what true connection feels like. It will teach you patience, compassion, and the power of giving yourself fully to another. It will reveal the strength and resilience you carry within your own heart. So I ask you, beloved, in the stillness of this moment, are you ready? Not just for the surprise itself, but for the life that will follow. Not just for the love arriving at your door, but for the love that will grow and evolve through every season. Not just for the joy, but for the work, the patience, the courage, and the sacred unfolding that real love demands. Because when you answer yes fully, completely, without reservation, you will step into a divine partnership unlike anything you have ever known. A love that heals old wounds. A love that strengthens your spirit. A love that celebrates every part of you. A love that mirrors the beauty of heaven itself. And tonight, beloved, you have the choice to say yes, to open your arms, to open your heart, to embrace what has always been waiting. So I leave you with this final thought, whispered straight from the angels. You are worthy. You are ready. You are loved beyond measure. And now, as you step forward into this sacred surprise, ask yourself one gentle question. Am I ready to receive love exactly as it comes? Without fear, without doubt, and without holding back. Hold that question close, beloved, and let your soul answer it in the quiet of your heart. Because tonight, everything changes. Tonight, love arrives. Tonight, destiny unfolds. And as it does, remember, you are never alone, you are never forgotten, and you are always eternally loved. Asterisk.